Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. Good morning, Kel. Good morning, Jacqueline. I have been getting a couple of suggestions from Kellyanne. She's been sending me little reels or videos of altered paper clips. One she sent me was a hidden paper clip. I couldn't really figure out how that was working. So I thought it would be fun to make some. And because I have so many journals in the works, I thought this would be cute to add to some of my pages. So thank you, Kellyanne. And so I'm going to make a couple of those today, show you how this one gal that Kellyanne found. Kelly, do you follow this girl regular, or did you just happen to find her? Her channel name is Cathy's Garden, and I will post a link when my live uploads, so you'll have that information so you can go and watch her. So I haven't checked out any of her other videos at this point. And when some more folks get in here, I'm going to show you what Kellyanne did. You follow her? Okay, cool. So I made a couple this morning just to practice. So I have those here on this little page. So let me, I just grabbed a couple of more things that I thought I might like to use this morning. So let me find some room to put those, get my glue here. So this is what Cathy from Cathy's Garden does. She makes a double pocket front with your paper clip on the back. So it's not hidden, but it's altered. And then of course, you can stuff it with whatever you like. Now she does a double pocket. I added a little heart on here where you could add a little mini something or other. So that's one that I did. And then this was my first one. So you can do, gosh, it's unlimited how many different things you can do, right? And how many different elements you can add on. I have glue stuck to my nail. So let's get rid of that. And then of course you can theme it to whatever project you're wanting to use it on. Now, Kel mentioned she made some. I'm going to show you Kellyanne's in a minute. She made some she's going to use in her Bible. So that's an idea. Or if you're a reader and you still like to, read from a traditional book, they really could work as a bookmark. I think they're sweet idea. And I had fun doing these this morning. So let's see what else we can do with them. Now, I pulled out a bunch of scraps. My scraps aren't too terrific, but they'll work. So I'm going to use those. And let's just see. So there's a few of us in here now. Has anybody else said good morning? Nobody else has said good morning yet? Okay, let's see. So Cal did these. See how cute? And then she's got the double pockets. She's a sticker there. And I thought you could even fill the pockets with stickers if you wanted to. And these are the ones I think she's going to use for her Bible. Look how cute. Now these look like, did you use Jacqueline's papers here, Cal, or did you use some watercolor and treated your own paper first? Because they look like they've got cool water stain marks on those, so they're really cool. And she did this on the side. She did her pocket on the side there, which is also a clever idea. So I think they turned out real cute. Very cute. Okay, so she used Jacqueline's paper. If any of you are familiar with Jacqueline, Lovely's Crafting Lodge, she's going to have a sale tomorrow afternoon. And Jay, if you want to put that information in for those who join us or those who replay, that would be wonderful. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to find my stream on my phone so I can. Oop, nope, that's incorrect. Watch my chat a little better. It's a little easier for me. Part of it is my problem is I have so much stuff in front of my screen. Ay, 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 ay. If I can get it to oh, it's not letting me get in there. View channel, view live. Oh no, let's go home. Oh goodness me. I keep saying someday I'm going to learn how to use my phone. That day has not arrived yet. Okay, there it is. All right, that's a little better. All right, so Cathy from Cathy's Garden, what she works with, she recommended a strip of scrap paper, from your stash. She used 10 3/4 inches by 2.5 inches. Now that's a pretty big scrap. So I didn't necessarily have that. Let's see. So this, of course, looks a little wider. I have my, yeah, this is a little over 3 inches. So I'm going to say if you use something that's not quite 10 inches, I mean, with 10 inches, you can fold it and have 4 little sections. And so you have a section you can cut off and use for your pocket. But you can use anything for a pocket, right? It's a little more work. But if your scraps don't allow you to have the 10 inches, you can still use your scraps, but just alter it a little bit. Now, this one, of course, you can see the difference. This one is not as wide, and this one's wider. So that's how I cut my scraps, because that's what I had. But I pulled out a bunch of different things here. Now, okay, confession time. It's not really a scrap buster, but you do and can use scraps to do this project. But you're not going to use, like, unless you do 25 of them, you're not going to use a mega ton of scraps. And that's a little short. I would say on the safe side, if you did like 8 inches, you could probably get away with 6 inches. Now look at this. See, this is the kind of scraps I save. So you have to say to yourself, what is wrong with Lori? I mean, there's barely anything in there you could cut out to use. That one I'm throwing away. This might be a good pocket. And I have some boring brown ones here that are a little longer. This is a lighter weight. This is just a piece of regular scrapbook paper. The rest of them here, I think, are a little heavier. But here, see, this is like cardstock. That's heavier. That's just plain white. That's a Timmy. A brown might be nice. Kind of show off some. Oh, I always like that paper. These are some old papers. Old papers. Oh, this would be a fun one. Okay, let's use that. All right, so the idea is you fold it, and if you have 4 sections, you have a section you can cut off. Right. She liked her lighter weight paper. But this isn't super heavyweight. So what you want to do is you want to take a strip of paper, and let's just see. And I would say 2.5 is a really nice size for a pocket. But certainly you could do smaller and you could do bigger. Okay, so this is really, this is way over 10 inches. So let's just do what she does to start off. She does 10 3/4. If I can get my little arm out here. I'm pushing the wrong end. Okay. It's a good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's see. I'm going to cut off this if I can get this in my little cutter. 10 and, well, I don't really have 10 3/4 here. So we're going to go as close as we can. It's probably to the end. And then she just folded it. She measured 2.5 inches precisely. I'm going to eyeball it and just go, I'm going to fold here. Welcome in to everyone that's coming in. I didn't see anybody else say hi, so I'm hoping not to miss anybody. And then you fold it on top of itself. And then you fold it on top of itself again. Okay, so you have what this looks like. And then she had really fun paper. So then she decided how she wanted to fold it to have her front. Now, this is just cobblestone. I don't think I want that as my front. I mean, I could, but I could use that as the pocket part. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut that off and go like that. All right. So I'm going to cut this little extra piece off. So you've got 3 folds, 1, 2, 3, but you've got 4 sections. Okay. So I'm going to trim this piece off. And she inked hers, and I like to ink, as many of you will know. I think it's going to have to go this way. And then she puts a little, she marks it. She marks the center so she can get a good little divot, or what do we call them, Cal? Finger index, an index, something like that. A little divot, a little chunk. You can take a little chunk out, a little chunky monkey. So, thumb index. Thank you, Jacqueline. These girls keep me straight. So I'm going to, and thank you, girls. I'm going to ink these on my edges. And she used the larger paper clips. And I would say if you don't have those, you could still do it. The larger paper clips are nice, but especially if you're going to use make a smaller one, I think you could get away with a paper clip. A regular size one. Hubs went out yesterday, so I had him pick me up some large paper clips. So now if you watch her video, she puts hers the other way, but I want that for my front. So you can pretty much just do what you need to do. I have paper clips here somewhere. The other thing she recommends is, your paper clip, you've got a longer part and then the shorter part. Put the shorter part on the inside. Now, she used hot glue around her paper clip. I tried that on one that I tried. I didn't care for it. Oh, I didn't. Did I? Oh, I showed Kelly's. I was just thinking, did I show Kellyanne's? Okay. You put, she put hot glue around it. I didn't care for that because I thought it added bulk to this when I glued it down. I want to glue this one down. So I didn't care for that, so I'm not going to do that. But you could certainly put hot glue around it, and then you could use hot glue on the whole thing, or you can use white glue. You didn't like it either, Kel? The other thing she said, which I think is a good tip, probably, because she said use the glue of your choice, but she said she didn't think, glue stick would work, and I don't think it would either. So you're just going to give yourself a good amount of glue. I've got my Golden Matte Medium in my little dispenser here. And then you need a few minutes to just hold this down. Squish that down as best as you can. It's going to stay. It's going to stay there. Oh, you didn't do it? Oh, okay. I mean, I love my hot glue, but there are certain things I just don't think, it's that great for. And, oh, my cleaner, I moved my cleaner. Ooh, ooh. Let's get a little jazz and moraz here. My glue squished out a little bit. So when you glue that down, you've got your clip on the back. That's keeping that clip in there securely. And then this comes over and it makes your first pocket. Now you want to make sure you just have to glue your outside edges, and you want to get your glue as close to the edge as you can because that allows you to have a bigger pocket. Good morning, Gail. This one here, I didn't get it real close to the edge, and of course this is smaller anyway, but my back pocket is very narrow. So, I mean, depends on really what you want to get in there. I guess you could be a little more mindful when you cut your size if you have a particular project in mind where you're going to use it. So then you just close that and hold that down too. Now, if you're, doing it live and you have people waiting and you don't want to sit and hold it, you could always use a couple of little binder clips to hold that for a few minutes to give you a good stick down. Now, this was the piece that I cut off. Now, normally this would just fit on here and make your pocket, but it's so similar. I don't think I want, well, I could use this back side, couldn't I? So, good morning, Joyce. So now where I cut this, I have my little fold line. So I'm going to trim a little bit more off. Now, same thing, you can make your pocket as deep or as narrow as you like. And I think something contrasting is really cool. So this looks like I could measure and take a little more off for my liking. I mean, I could put the whole thing on there. You know what I'm saying. You get me, right? All right, I got to keep this closed up so it doesn't seal. I think I want it about there. So see, I just have a little bit to trim. So I'm going to mark mine. You can glue it on and cut it. I like to cut it beforehand. And then I want to put a little thumb index on here. Just going to eyeball it and hope I get it where it's not too off-centered. And then I'm going to ink. Inky ink. Now, if you've ever bought any of the Tim Holtz little bits like field notes and stuff like that, there's a lot of little tiny pieces of paper in there that you can use in your journals or on your journal pages, mixed media pages. And a lot of that little stuff, it's like, you know. I have mine somewhere. I don't know where they are. But they would fit in these little pockets, you know, really well. Really, really well. So this is going to be my second pocket. And I'm just going to, now I have to do all three sides. I don't want anything dropping out the bottom. This is what Cathy's garden does. Just pop that on there. So we've used one strip of scrap paper. Because this was double-sided, I can use the back side. No, I have my, oh, I just took them out of that, Kel, because I needed more room for sequins. I have my sequins in there. So I just had them, and I put them in something else, but all right. So now I could clip that too. You just want to make sure you get a good stick. And then I've got a bunch of these, which, you know, fits in that pocket really, really wonderfully well. But I think I want to take my string out. I'm going to ink this. And if you have a die cut machine, like I have a little die cutter that makes several different size tags. That one's got a black mark on it. You know, you could use those, or you can save other little bits. Now I have decorated. Hey, good morning, Ange. You're not feeling good? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ange. All right, these are little art tiles that I did a little while ago, and I just found them in I have a box where I keep clusters, and I thought, oh, these might look fun. Oh, look, even a sticker might look cute. Let's see, I'm not sure if I want to put one of these on. Let's just see. Look, I save everything. This is so crazy. You know, I go back in hindsight, I'm like, what were you thinking? Look, I saved the bottom half of a sticker. You can't even tell what it was. Maybe they're stems. I hope you feel better soon, Ange. Oh, honey, you can't take anything for those allergies? Hmm. Oh, what's this? So most of us who've been doing this crafting, mixed media, art thing for any length of time, you've got little bits of whatever, right? So pull that jazz out because they are cute to decorate these little things. And use your stamps. Let's see, I've got this. I want to get out my little, if I can grab it here. It's usually right in this little box. You know, pull out your little mini stamps. Yeah, my little bee. I'm going to pull out my little bee. And I think I have to spend some time re-inking some of my, or all of my ink pads. We didn't get any snow. It sure looked like snow, but we didn't get any. All right, see, so I wanted a little something on this tag. So when that sticks out a little bit, you know, it looks cute. All right, so now this is going to be the fiddly part. Oh, Lori, I was taking a book apart. Oh, phooey, I've got my, oh, rats. I wonder if I can use a pen. I've got my little cutter blade out by my comfy chair because I was taking a book apart last night. All right, let's see if I might have to go get it. Let's see if I can get this. Start coming apart. Oh, I bet you that's nice, Jacqueline. Yeah, I guess. Okay, let's put the other glasses down. That might be a better. That might be one good thing to do. See, my blade usually works as a little, and I have more than one. I just don't know where the other one is. It's probably buried in one of my little tool cups here. They're orange, so they usually stick out pretty well. I don't know. I hate to get up and leave my desk when I'm streaming. Of course, if I did that, I'd have it already. I don't think I'm going to get that sticker off or apart. I shouldn't say off. I should say, she's come undone. Do, 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 do. All right, let me just go get it because I don't think I'm going to have. I don't have one over there. All right, it will just take a moment. I will be back. I hate to do this. I apologize. Oh, I found it. It was in a different cup. There's one. Stand up and you can see what you need to see. Hi, Candy. Good morning. Gosh, it's nice to see everybody this morning. All right, now let's see. See, you think they would put a little slit on these, but they don't. I love this kind of sticker, but sometimes I can get it right away, and other times, you know, I got my heart set on using it. Yeah, got it. Got it. I guess it doesn't matter. which way it goes. Boy, that's cutting it close there to my little finger index. I hope that doesn't cause me a problem. All right. And then I think I want to put this little tile that I made on this corner, and I'm only going to glue it on the bottom so this can act as a tuck spot. Oh, thanks for popping in, Candy. How's PT been for you? All right, so I'm trying to get that on straight. Now, of course, you can put several things in the pockets. Let's see, now here I have a bunch of jelly. A lot of different things that are different sizes. So that's our first pocket back there, and then we've got the front pocket, and then we made a tuck spot, which you could or couldn't do. Now, if you don't have a little tile like this, like on this one, I just used my heart punch, and I punched out the little heart. So then you just fill your pocket with any little bits of ephemera you have laying around. And if you're working on a special project with a certain theme, you know, for a journal or whatever, then you fill it with stuff that goes with that. And then you just clip it onto your journal page. Now, the one thing that I really like about this is that it really goes all the way down. Like sometimes when you put stuff on a paper clip, your object sticks way up. But this is nice because it comes all the way down. Now, if you're working in a journal, then on this side, you know, you could clip some other piece of ephemera, you know, or a little sticker or something. Now, there are this one gal, Kel sent me a video, the one gal, I don't remember her name. She did a hidden paper clip, but I could not figure out what she made some missteps and then she corrected herself, and I couldn't follow. I just couldn't follow. Now, so this one's pretty easy to put together. So for those of you that just come in, we're going to do another one, but you might be saying to yourself, well, that's all well and good, but I don't have scraps or I don't have scrapbook paper. But how about a book page? Maybe we could just make one out of a book page. So I thought that might be fun. So I took one of these book pages and I cut it down, and I thought I put it right here. I'm going to keep that one for my display sample. Here we go. So the same idea. Now, of course, this one's going to be smaller. Just two, and this is a pretty nice weight book page. So like I said, Cathy's garden, Cathy used a 10 3/4 inch by 2.5 inch strip of scrapbook paper that she had in her stash. But that's a really long sheet of paper. And she can't get any rest. So you want to fold it. You know, I'm just going to eyeball it, fold it. I think that looks pretty good. Now, I'm not going to get 4 squares out of this one. And then you want to fold it onto itself. And then if your paper was longer, you would fold it yet again. But I'm just going to have that little bit of extra. So I'm just going to trim that off. And this is a little uneven, so I'm just going to give it another little trim. All right, so here's where I'm going to put my little thumb index notch. That's what she called it, a notch. Just going to put a little notch in here, eyeballing it. Okay. Now I'm going to ink this because I think it would look good. Go down. Okay, hon. So I'm just using my vintage photo. Earlier, the one I did, this little one here, I thought blue looked better, so I just inked the edges in blue. So you can do whatever. Now you probably could do a really big one too. You don't have a circle puncher inch? Oh. Yeah, that's one of my go-tos. Now, really, you might have some leftover wrapping paper that's a little heavier, not super heavy, but a little heavier, that I think would look nice. Okay, Gail. All right, Gail, thumbs up. She's got me muted. All right, so now you want to put your paper clip in the center one, and like Cathy recommends, I think it's a good recommendation. You want the longer side out. That gives you a little more clippability when you go to use it. So just kind of center that. And I mentioned earlier she used hot glue first and then her white glue, but lock your door. That's a good tip, Candy. Lock your door. So I want this. I don't know why you keep notching this side instead of this side, but you want to glue on this side without the notch. You want to use a fair amount of glue. I had trouble with this one earlier. I think I need to clean my nozzle. I need to clean my nozzle. Now, I think it would be a good idea to have plenty of these and just put them in a little storage box or a Ziploc bag. And then if you want to use them, you don't have to stop and make one. We've talked about this before with other types of ephemera or things like that that you would make to use in your art. So you're just going to hold that down for a few seconds. Let that glue start to work. Now, Fabri-Tac is more of an expensive glue, and I generally don't use it for something like this, but I think that would work nicely with this too. But your white glue will work. And then we're just going to glue as close to the edge as we can for this part to make our first pocket. Probably some of you here, I know Kel did because I showed her. I should show hers again. Show her pockets again. More of you here now. So I'm just going to close that down. I'm going to clip this for just a few seconds here. Whoop. Now, because this was a smaller strip of paper, I don't have that extra square. I just had that little bit left over. So I'm going to go and pick out something else to make the pocket. Oh, you are, Cal? Oh, that's fun. All right, let's go here And where were we chatting? We were chatting here. Here they are. Okay, so here's two of Kel's. And she did hers a little differently. She made her pocket on the side instead of, um, down, like down. I don't know. I've said how side pocket rather than a top pocket. Top pocket. And then she made these as well. They turn out cute. And then I was saying earlier that you really could use it as a bookmark if you wanted to. Of course, you wouldn't need the pockets, but all right. Now I want to find something that I think is going to look cute on the front of this book page in the way of paper. Um, from my scraps. Boy, that's kind of wild, huh? Well, here's some Timmy paper. Well, the idea with this one was if you didn't have cardstock, you could make it out of a book page. So maybe I should just stick with that for this one. I had two strips. Oh, I did this before you guys came. So this was my first little tester. So let's take a piece of this. And we're just going to use this to make our pocket. So I'm thinking I want it like that. I'm going to just mark where I want to cut it. Now this one, instead of making the little thumb index, I'm going to try, I pulled this out. I'm going to see how this looks. This little paper punch edger. I haven't used this in forever. I'm going to trim off those little bits. See, I have a hard time lining them up. So I stopped using these. I know you'll find that hard to believe. But I stopped using punchers like this a long time ago because I can't line them up. And I know there's a little thing there. You line up the holes and it doesn't work for me. It never, ever works for me. So I'm just trimming. I'm just trimming. And then I'm going to ink this. Ink the bottom. I'd like to come out a little more there. Of course, that says Mafia right there. Cool. Did I miss anybody coming in? Oh gosh, I hope not. All right, so I'm going to go right on three sides as close to the edge as I can. Now, of course, I not only save paper bits, I save fabric and lace bits and the whole 9 yards. So I found this little piece of green felt and this little piece of lace. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that on the side here. This is really out of whack. Let's see if I can trim this to be a little straighter. That's a little better. Now I am going to use my Fabri-Tac for this because it's fabric. Going to put that right on the back of my little piece of felt. Going to cover up some of that white margin. I'm going to put my little piece of felt right on top of there too. And I'm going to try to get a little bead of glue right here. Yeah, that's different. It's a little different. Now, I had this piece of twine that I pulled out of that tag. And let me just make a little bow here. Now, of course, this is going to be on a journal page, so you don't want it too terribly bulky, but I think a little bow or something like that. I mean, you can just use whatever you have. Okay, and feel better, honey. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know where I want that bow. And I do like the idea of having another little something there for a tuck spot. Might have to leave the tuck spot go on this one. See what else I have here. Let's put a sticker on here. This was smaller. And you don't really see that one. All right, how about a butterfly? Let's see if I have a butterfly sticker. I found my butterfly wings. I was saying the other day to somebody, I can't find my butterfly wings. I did find them. Look, marked butterfly. How about that? How about it? Let's see what I got in here. I like these clear ones because you don't get that edge. Oh, that looks cute. It's got the white. Oh, that's a pretty one. Let me do that one. Gail, he sounds like a character. God love him. Say, yeah, I have a hot date with my girlfriend online. How cute. How cute. Okay. All right. So now we're back to this again, trying to get the sticker, the backing off of the butterfly. Oops, sorry. Got my glasses off my head and I hit the camera. Yikes. It's like with my 96-year-old neighbor. I mean, some days I just don't feel like I just don't feel like calling her, And it's not a big deal to call her. It's just I'm involved or whatever. It's just, some days you just don't feel like it. But I have to remind myself she doesn't have anybody there in the house with her really to interact with or talk with all day. I mean, my husband and I don't sit down and have in-depth conversations every day, but at least there's somebody in the house and somebody to interact with. I have to remind myself of that. Oh, that looks cute. So I'm wondering if I should put the bow. Oh, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm going to use the hot glue for that. Yeah. I was never a big phone person. I mean, when I got my first cell phone and I could text, like my husband and his sister really too, for a while, they refused to text people. They like to gabble on the phone. I never liked to talk on the phone. And I thought texting was great. And with some people, it's like a continuing conversation. Like for me with Kel, my sisters, Jacqueline, it's like you don't have to say hi or whatever. You just start talking again. And my 96-year-old neighbor, she doesn't get that part of it. Texting is a struggle for her, which, I get that too. So this is just with book paper. So if you don't have scrapbook paper or you don't have any scraps, you could certainly make it work with what you have available. Bricolage. Bricolage. That reminds me of bricolage. All right, so here are some little little doodads I found. Little squares. Oh, look, she's cute. Let's put her in. Little pocket. Oh, look, here's a butterfly. That can go in that little pocket. Now I need something a little taller to go in the back pocket. Now that one I could kick it. I think that's a little too, but you know what? I could fold this. I wonder if this would fit in. Because I think you want it to stick up a little bit. So that's cool. Some of these are a little too wide. This is a different type of ticket. This is just not real vintage stuff. This is just, I don't know what they call it. Just printed off stuff, fake vintage stuff. But you could cut your own too, like I've got this kind of leftover scraps where it's just, a page where you could cut the size that you needed. You could stamp, you could make this with the lines for journaling, and you could include that. So now where's our book page? Now, a lot of times in your journals, of course, your book pages aren't like this. But that doesn't look bad. Okay. Humor me. Let me get one of my, let me see if I can find a journal that I started. Let me just see if I can. Let me move. I got to move some stuff out of the way. I don't want that one. All right. So here's a journal that's in progress. We did this Tuesday night, went through my journals in progress. And let me find a page. Okay, so here's a page. See, that looks cute, right? So I'm going to make more of these. I want to make more of these. Okay, we haven't been here even just an hour. So I can make more, or we can look through my cluster box, maybe make some clusters, or, do something totally different. I've got journals. I've got journals to work on. I've got tons of stuff to do. Cathy Berg, good morning. So these, I think, turned out cute. Okay. To decorate your journal, I like that with the little heart and the little mini buttons there that you don't use for anything else. Let's see what else I pulled out here. See, this would be tough because it's so short. You want to get 3 folds. This would be a really narrow one. That would be a real skinny one as well. I wonder how, let's try this. Let's see if this will work. What if because I like this paper. All right, so let's give this a little crease here, just so I can hopefully see where to cut it. Let's just cut this. Okay, this is a new blade, and it's already, they advertise, oh, you get 6 at one time. These will last you forever. Not, this one's already cut and rough. Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. This doesn't look like I got it right in half. No, I didn't. So ideally you want to fold this so you get 3 sections that are the same size. So I folded it to the width I wanted. Now this is, I'm just trying to use up my scraps, right? So this one's short. And if I put that in there, it's just going to cover my paper clip. I guess you could do that, and that would work. I was going to try to piece it, but it's just for that little bit. So let's just try it this way. I did it again. I folded it. I think this is going to work. Let's give it a go. Because you may not have really long scraps. Like I said, I think at the very least 8 inches, you could get away with and make a decent size clip cover. 10 10 3/4 is really a good size. All right, I'm going to clip this in my center section with the long side out. And this is where I'm going to make my little thumb index. It's a little off center, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, girls. All right, so I'm going to load this up with the glue. And you want your clip to be in the center, because when you go to clip it to your page, you don't want it to be cattywampus. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to clip this for a few minutes. Get that old bug out of the way. But, your die cuts would be really nice to decorate these with. See, and sometimes when you fold this paper that's, I'm going to say a little cheaper. I don't remember whose paper this is, but it doesn't fold well and you get those little crackly bits. I don't like those little crackly bits. So let's just hold that for a minute. And then Gil's singing. And then this, I'm going to use this side to decorate the front. See, I've got my paper clip there. I really just want to give this a couple of minutes to really glue down. So now I'm pushing the envelope. Hard to see. Maybe I'll make this pocket a little deeper. Get my cool pen. Oh, Cathy Berg, I have a question for you. I wanted to ask you this before and I forgot. How long did it take you to teach your dogs to go place? We're working on that with our puppy. She's doing pretty good, but she's not yet at the point where she'll go and stay there until we release her. And I know your dogs do that. You do that with your dogs. Does it take, a good while for them to actually get there and stay there? She's aroused very easily. So we're definitely seeing progress, but I don't know anybody else that has a dog that, they do that with. But I can remember on one of your lives saying, Jack, go place or go to your place. Oh, they were, Gil? Oh. Of course, my husband doesn't follow the rules exactly. We're like in phase 2. Our trainers got us in phase 2 of the go place. Yeah, we have a little rug, a little mat that she goes. So this morning told her to go place and we had moved the mat and she couldn't find it. Ay, ay, ay. Ziggy's a bit harder. I know. So now we're at, like we started where you say go place and you wait for her to get on the mat and then she would get her treat. Now we're at the part where she doesn't get a treat for going on the mat. She gets a treat when she breaks. Best thing is consistency. That's what I keep trying to say to my husband. You got to keep giving it to her the right way so she can progress. All right. And take these off. Now I've got a little bit of overhang here. Yeah. I mean, we're our dog's worst nightmare because, okay, so this is a little smaller, but that's okay. I kind of rushed that. So now I'm going to put my glue around my edges to create my pocket. I mean, I think eventually she'll definitely get it because, like I said before, I didn't think, oh, I didn't glue that part. Oh, that's all right. See, I'm out of sync here. Too busy talking. So let me put this down first. I didn't think she'd use that button for the back door, but she does. Now this is going to be my big pocket in the back, so I'm just going to glue on the outer edge and the bottom. But even with barking, like I don't mind if she sits here. I have a slider door here to the outside of this room. And I don't mind if she sits there and watches the birds and the squirrels, but I don't want her barking like a crazy person. So now when she starts barking, I just tell her, uh-oh, and I make her leave. So she's kind of getting the hang of it. She doesn't bark right away now. She forgets, you know. Oh, that's nice, Cathy. Yeah, we're waiting for the cooler weather to really work on the walking on the leash part, to tell you the truth. All right, so I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes. Now I want to think about how to decorate it. Um, hmm. Now, how old is Ziggy now? It's funny, Ziggy doesn't bark, but Jack does. He usually stops after a few commands. That might look cute on there. I'll use one of my little tiles. I got out my little oval punch. Maybe I'll do a little oval punch here. This is really small, but that's okay. I think it still could make a nice little extra tuck spot. Now, Cathy's Garden just does the 2 pockets. I'm adding the little extra to make a little tuck spot. 13 months. He came home last February. Okay. Our puppy was just a year old, January, beginning of January. All right, so I'm just putting glue on the bottom of this little oval. Now I've got the little word stickers too, maybe a little word sticker. Now you can see where I made this a little too short. So if that bothers you, which is kind of maybe a little bit bothering me, I'll grab a little piece of lace, I think. Oops, the wrong thing. So I think just three little words. That'll do there. All right, let me clip this back up. Okay. And then I'm going to cap this. I would love to have a second one, but my husband, hey, Sherry, good morning. He would just, I mean, he didn't want this one. So we're kind of, I think, too old for puppies. But I wouldn't mind getting an older, not too old, maybe a 2-year-old. I think it's fun having two. Okay, so let's put this little bit of lace here. I could have pulled something out of my, I didn't think about it till now. Pulled something out of my little scrap tin, but I didn't do it. She didn't do it. Man, I really got a mess here on my desk. Let's see, wipe some of this up. I mean, you could go crazy, right? You could have fabric, you could put a little sequin or a button, whatever you have in wherever you save your little scraps. This is a great project, just like a cluster. This is a great project to use up some of that stuff that you store and save. Oh, words. Okay, so where did I put my little word things? All right, so I've got these little Timmy tablets. I don't use too much of the black. Oh, here's Genuine. I think that kind of looks cute. That'll look cute. Get that up. I always like to add a little extra glue. Whoop. It's not cooperating. Cooperation. Make it happen. Jenny doesn't always eat when it's mealtime, but we can use her kibble to train her. She loves working for her food. All right, I'm going to put that little word Genuine right on my little tuck spot. Could really even put maybe this in here. Oh, did I glue it all the way down? Jack will do anything for food. Maybe that's a little too big. Okay, now let's look through my stuff. Now, see, to me, the idea is, okay, so you have this on a book page, or for me, if I make journals and I'm selling journals, this is a way for me to provide some little bits for the owner to use in their book. So you could really just add little scraps. And if you're making it for yourself, same principle, really. It's a place where you can store if you want to work in your planner. You could use this in a planner. Oh, did I leave my planner in the other room? Yeah, I was working in my planner last night. And you might want to have, I can't find my sander. Little bits that you can pull out when you're sitting in your chair in front of the TV and say you got a glue stick and you want to work or glue on some things. You can just put in little whatevers. I'm going to put in this little piece of sticker. And things, I think that'll fit in that back pouch. I think that's a little too wide. I don't think that's going to go, but I might fold that one. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, this might work. Now, this has mushrooms on it. I don't think that matters. I don't think this is going to go. Now, that's just a little too small. Of course, I could trim this. Let's see. This is very lightweight, so it's kind of not really squishing down there. You may not want anything hanging out that tall. So then you fold it or you cut it down. And then I really even put a postage stamp there. I have a hard time opening the cans. I'm afraid I'm going to pop off my nail. That's kind of cool. To which my sisters would say Cesar Romero was tall. Any other time, the little tiny stamps are all you can find. And now I want a short one. I can't find a short one. Got all these talls. Here we go. I like that better. Put those back. Okay. And then where did I throw my, here we go. I think it looks cute. I think it's a really cute idea. Now you could go really big too, right? You wouldn't have to just do this narrow. Now, the one gal, I'll have to go back and look. I can put her link in my description box too. I don't remember what her name is. She did a hidden paper clip. So you didn't see this. There was a piece of paper here, and it looked nice on this side and this side. And then she cut a window in one. I mean, they were nice when they were done, but I just couldn't follow her. But they were big. So that's an option too. If you had a bigger piece of leftover, which I didn't really pull that out. This has got a fold in it, so that's not gonna. That's not gonna work. Let's see what this is. See, this is really big. Well, we could do it. We could do it. Let's try. Let's see what happens. Let's do a bigger one. Okay, so this is a piece of cardstock that I folded and put in my stash. And I don't think I want it this long. This wide might be nice, but I could trim this off and then use the bottom half for a pocket. So let's use my cutter. I'm just going to eyeball it and take some of the bottom off. That's going to make a really shallow pocket. And then if I see, I don't have that extra piece to fold in, but yeah, this isn't going to work. All right, let's ignore that fold. Let's see if I can, I'll do it this way. Because the original fold's going to be, I'm trying to think outside the box here and just winging it. I'm winging it. And then you fold it back onto itself. Now I have to bury my paper clip, which is going to be in the center. Still going to be in the center. Now, how many clips did I pull out? I need another one. All right, I'm going to put the longer side to the back. Cathy, are you streaming this morning? Oh, it's 11. Are you going on today? So that fold's going to make it a little bit fiddly, but it's going to be facing the back. I'm just going to go with it. And that covers pretty well. Let's see which way. Which way does it go? Which way? Now, see, I can cover that up. I go this way. So I want to put my indentation, my little thumb. Just on Tuesdays. Okay. I couldn't remember. All right. Get my little punch. Yeah, Zoom would be fun. I don't know. I saw something pop up the other day where Papa was opening presents or something. So I don't know if that already happened, Gail. Or maybe there's more to come. Okay, so this paper didn't fold real super well. Get this edge. Now, of course, I'm going to use a lot more glue on this. But the other thing is, too, if you have this idea of to make these, you might save your scraps differently, too, you know? Or, see, I would have never folded that paper in half. I folded it to get it in my storage. I have one of those great big pockets, you know, with the different dividers, and not everything fits in there. So I folded it. So I'm just trying to use that up. I really like the size, so something different. Kel, do you remember the name? I'm assuming Kel's still here. Do you remember the name of that first girl that you recommended? Okay, I'm going to put some glue right around my paper clip, and then I'm just going to load this flap up with glue. but hers were a larger size, and they were cool. All right, I'm going to throw this in. Laura, you can hide important papers in the long pocket. Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, you don't remember? Okay. I'll find it and I'll link her when on my live uploads. All right, so let me clip this. Like we said earlier, Cathy's garden, she used hot glue around her paper clip, but that added extra bulk and I didn't really care for that. So I'm not doing that step. All right, so now I'm going to put a pocket on here. This is kind of shallow. I could move it up though. Let's just tear this. I've got a double cut on both sheets. Not crazy about the flip side of this. Let's see what else I have in my scraps. Although it's convenient to just use like your third or your fourth, really your fourth little section, you can use other scraps and just measure. That works too. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Oh, that could be a good stuffer. That might work in the, oh, I love this paper. See, before I knew what I was doing and I bought all this different paper and then it's like so old. I would love to have more of that. I think that's so pretty. Let's see. I think I might use that. But if you have any leftover like graphic 45, this would be pretty too. Oh, let's do this one. Which way does the music go? This way. Oh yeah, let's use that one. Let's use that one. All right, so I'll take these off. I'll make a decent sized pocket here. Make a little cut line. All right, I'm going to pull out my little scrap tin since I'm trying to use scraps. I didn't think of it before. I think I want to add some kind of, which might be too big, on some lace, I think, going down the side. And that would be very pretty. That would be kind of in the way, though, for tucking stuff in there. Let's see what I have that's more narrow. This is a little more narrow. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Okay, what else can I use in here? Maybe a piece of, oh, yeah, that might be fun. That could be fun. Okay. All right, so I want to put my, goodness me, little thumb index on this. I only go down a little bit with my punch because I just like a little bit of a dip there. I don't want a big deep. That's just me. Going my edges. Now, on this size pocket, you could store more of a journaling card size. I think that looks pretty. Okay. So first things first, we'll unclip this. So this is going to make our first pocket. And because I didn't have, because of the way I folded it, I've got a little gap-a-rooney there. So I just want to make sure I'm going to put my glue as close to the edge, just on the outside and then on the bottom. So I'm having a war with a squirrel. Stanley's on my last nerve, Kel. We've got birdseed out, and he can't get into the birdseed because we bought one of those hoods to go on the shepherd's pole to keep, the critters, and just having the seed for the birds. So I have a shepherd's hook with a different feeder on it for my bluebirds to put the mealworms in. Well, the bluebirds have turned up, and they're in there looking for food, but they can't get any because the squirrel keeps getting in there to the Purring Cat Studio. Okay, thanks, Kel. I'll put that link you gave me. And unless you have the link right there, you could put it in now. But no worries, no worries. Yeah, the Purring Cat Studio, yeah. So I thought, well, I could grease that pole with something, but what's going to stay greasy to keep him off of the pole? So, of course, I Googled, and they say, no, don't do that. The petroleum or whatever you use is not good for the squirrel. Blah, 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 blah. At this point, to tell you the truth, I'm not really worried about the squirrel. But I thought, okay. So they recommended hot pepper flakes or cayenne pepper. Well, I have the red hot pepper flakes. And the birds, it doesn't bother the birds, but you're supposed to, adjust the food, like put some in, see how it goes, and then, adjust it accordingly. Well, that squirrel was right back in there. Supposedly, they don't like the taste or the smell. Right. Now, see, I got a little bit of overage there. I'm going to have to trim. But I'll have to wait till it dries because I keep trying to trim it while it's damp, and it turns out yucky. So I'm out there like a crazy woman scattering hot pepper flakes in the garden. I mean, I was surprised one time I was looking for bird feed, and there's hot stuff in the bird feed, like the suet stuff. Oh my gosh, that squirrel's driving me. And then, of course, the squirrel drives the dog crazy. Squirrel's on my last nerve. So then I got a water pistol. I got my water pistol, which was leaking like a sieve. I need a new water pistol. Boy, that's a lot of glue. And He looked at me like, yeah, come at me, old woman. And the poor bluebirds, they're sitting on the roof just trying to get a morsel of worm. Oh, and I didn't mention this. I stitched around this one too. I don't know if you could see. I stitched around that. So that's an added thing you could do too if you have a machine. All right, let's take these off now. Washi tape. Don't forget your washi tape. I didn't pull any of that out. That would be a good thing to use on these. A little bit of washi. All right, let's see if I can trim this without getting into trouble. All right. And again, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. Sometimes I have a hard time telling which side of the lace is the right side versus the wrong side. Now I had these little buttons. Oh, I do have a couple of pink ones, little tiny mini buttons. And I think I used all the hearts. Yeah, I like the big one too, Cal. Maybe I should do a cluster of 3. Let's see. I've got a little yellow one too. I have a dark pink. Maybe the dark pink. I kind of like that. And I think I want maybe another little piece of this lace. I think the piece I cut off there might be a little too small. I think I'm going to add that and then my buttons on the end. Now, the real trick is going to be getting my thread. And there's little buttonholes with my nails. All right, so I don't think I have. I mean, maybe I do. Let me save. I wonder if I can get this. I wonder if I can get this needle threaded. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see if I can get this. This is real soft. This is like crochet thread. It's not really like a twine. It's real flexible and soft. I don't know. The eye of this needle is really small. Got the eye of the needle. Have I put everyone to sleep? Oh, wait a minute. I need my other glasses. I don't think. I know I have threader things, but I never put them right here where I can grab them when I need them. I can't get it. Hmm. I can't get it wet to squish it. To squish it. Where is my? This is some water. We're watching intently. Yeah. And then wake yourself up snoring. Let's see. I don't know if that's wet enough even still. Hey, there's Carol. Hi, Carol. I don't think my bigger needles are going to go through that little hole. It's really big. All right, let's just see if I can. They're so little, it's trying to hold them where I can get the. See, I get where it's like, I'm going to do this come hell or high water. I don't know if this would help. I'm guessing no. Nope. I don't like the button to not have thread in it. Oh. It's crochet thread. I don't think they call it floss. I think they call it crochet thread. I'm going to have that one have little hang down. I'll tie that. Well, I hope I'll tie it. It's kind of large. I mean, I cut them kind of short. So I want to go through the front. Oh my gosh, I have glue all over my fingers. No, don't drop out. I don't think I can grab it. I did it. I did it. The one I did earlier without an audience went a little easier. Of course, I was one and done. Zip. Oh yeah, that's right. Here we go. Number 2. This one. Here we go. Be a little easier if it was like some kind of a cording. Be a little stiffer. Scooting it in. I'm scooting it in. Maybe I should do it like a surgeon. Yeah, that's not working. Yes, me. I'm going to knock it back out. There it goes. I got it. Phew. Now I'm going to use the hot glue for this. Woohoo! This one I didn't tie. And I cut these pretty short. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I don't think it was so much the size as it was. Okay, so I'm going to add this one here as it was. Oh, I dropped it. It's so soft. Oh, those little legs dangling down there. This one. It's going to go here. Oh boy. I don't know where the dark pink one went. Oh, Lori, are you serious? Are you serious right now? There it is. Gosh, how did it get way over there? Holy Toledo. Oh no. So you think I ought to claim a gun? Goodness. I want that little guy right there. All right, so I'm going to trim this. And then I'm going to trim this. And this. I'm going to trim these a little. Now to find stuffers. This was in my stash. I think that will go in there pretty well. Need something really big for them. Let's do some. Oh, you stole my. Oh, these are dark pink. The only thing I don't like about the big screen is then you can't then chat. You can't see the chat. All right, so I got tickets in there. I could also put those tickets in there. Now this one, of course, I didn't make a tuck spot, but I don't want to cover up my flowers. And I can find other stuff, I'm sure. To tuck. And don't forget, you can fold stuff. And you can arrange it so it looks, really cute and darling while it's in there. Now, where's our page? Now, this is a smaller page. Oh, yeah, I like that. What do you think, girls? I like that bigger size, too. All right, so we did this one. And this is Cathy Garden's YouTube. This is her style. I should talk. You go back to the phone. And then we did this one. No, I did this one before you girls got here. This was one of my testers. I added the little heart to make an additional tuck spot. We did this together. That one. This one we did. Now this is if you don't have scrapbook papers and those kinds of scraps, you could just use a book page. This I did before you came. This one, of course, is narrower with a smaller scrap. So this is just using scraps. And then we did this one. So I think they turned out fairly well. I'll have to give another go at the hidden clip ones. But I'll put both ladies' links in my description box. So you can check them out if you like. And then these are going to go in my little storage box where I have other little art tiles and clusters and those kinds of things. I'll clean all this up. So I'll put all my little tiles in here. Oh, there's a rogue stamp. And then when I want to decorate a page in one of my journals, I can just go in here and pull out some jazz, you know. I'm going to make more of this size. I really like that. Let's see. I don't know. It's not going to fit that way. So there you have it, girls. Okay. Thanks, Kel, for the idea. Hey, CB. Oh, thank you. Yeah, let me know if you do it. Or post a picture on IG. That would be fun. And, you know, using up some of the stuff you have. I can't believe some of the scraps I save. But even with the idea, you know, when you're working on something, you might start saving your scraps a little differently too, you know, if you think about doing these. And like, look, you can stitch. You could use a marker and make stitch mark. I mean, I think you guys know, right? And washi tape. I didn't use any washi tape. I think that might be fun on some of these as well. And you can also actually, you know, put a sticker in. See, this is a sticker. You could pop a sticker in. Doesn't have to be just strips of paper or whatever. You can tuck in a little pocket. All right. Okay, that's it for me for today. I'm going to go get some lunch, call my neighbor, and then I think I might work on a journal. I don't know. Yes, that's what I need to do. Because we all know I have plenty to get finished. Hey, thanks for coming in and spending some time. You haven't, CB? Yeah, I'm trying to be more purposeful to do that because I always forget. I like looking at everybody else's stuff, so I'm trying to remember to do that myself as well. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for taking the time to come in, Cathy. It was nice to see you. And all the rest of you lovely ladies, thanks to my mods. So enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget tomorrow afternoon, Lovely's Crafting Lodge is having her sale. And there's probably some other things going on as well, but they're not coming to mind. So I'm sure you can figure it out. So, my darlings, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good rest of the week. And I will see you, Lord willing, on Sunday morning. Well, Sunday at noon, we'll say. I keep saying morning. It's not morning anymore. It's noon. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.